Like, I just want people to open their minds for a second. Seriously.
Right.
We've all seen it. We may not have traveled there and physically touched it ourselves, but we've seen this.
Right.
So we want to continue to believe the lies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to.
Right.
I've heard people say to me, seriously, Arthur Frank, I've said, well, it's a strong possibility that God is black based on the hair of wool reference and the feet of bronze reference, right? But we're going to base it strictly on literature, aka the Bible. Yeah. And listen to the response I received was, oh, it doesn't matter about color.
Right.
But if it didn't, then why?
Right, exactly. Look, color only matters, okay, is when you tell the truth and that he's black, okay? But all day long, okay, it doesn't matter if you got Caesar Borgia, okay, all day long. Nobody protested that. How come we didn't protest the fact that Mel Gibson 15 years ago, made a movie called The Passions of Christ, and he played our brother Christ as being a so-called white man? Okay, would it be fair? Okay, if Denzel Washington played the part of George Washington, you'll have all hell break loose in Hollywood. But how come they always, our people, like sheep, okay, we always fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Okay, we never protest nothing or anything like that. You let Wesley Snipes, okay, try to play Ben Franklin, okay, and you'll see the hell that breaks loose in Hollywood. Okay.
Well, look, they got mad when the black kid played a part in Star Wars. Remember the lead role?
Right.
They lost their mind. I was like, are you kidding me?
Right.
What's the big deal? So Veronica says they know the truth, always have. And Nakila says it's in the Bible, epic scene in Malcolm X.
Yeah. She's right. She's absolutely
Mary Magdalene. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said she's absolutely correct.
Yeah, Mary Magdalene was at Last Supper. She wasn't leaving God's side.
Right. And look, let me say this too. Just recently, the actor Idris Elba, they had wanted to portray him as 007, the first black 007 James Bond. Hollywood said, hell no. They said, hell no, that ain't happening. That is not happening. So my thing is that if Hollywood can say that, it's all part of white supremacy to get a people to bow down to you and to look up to you, like you're the pinnacle of beauty. Every time you open a book, you see a Caucasian woman. Every time you look on Elle magazine, you see a Caucasian woman, and what that does, that subliminally gets into your minds, as kids. When, you look on TV, you see white women, as being newscasters. When you go stores, store mannequins, they're white. This subconsciously gets into your head, okay, that these people are superior. Okay, and that's the reason why the fear factor comes in us, and we got that humble spirit. And a lot of our people are scared to walk down the office building and look, Becky in the face. You got a lot of people that's scared to look Caucasians in the face. Walking out the hall, they'll put their head down. They can't look them in the eyes. They put their head down, and that's that fear that has been bred in us. Okay, since slavery, Caucasians and white people. Yeah,
it's
used to tell our people.
And then when they run across people like myself in Asia who are direct and we fear nothing but God, it's like it's a problem. Now we're problematic, but that's just, we know who we are. Right. Like, you're no different or any better than we are. Are you kidding me? Right. So people need to realize that we're all the same. We're different skin colors. Maybe we're not exactly the same, but I mean in the sense that nobody's gonna bow down to anybody. Just relax and do you, and leave us alone. We just want to be left alone and be happy. And so Kathy says, oh, go ahead.
I think that's where the diminishing of Black women come from. They diminish us and try to make us feel as if our opinions don't matter. And they make other people feel, oh, she's crazy. That's where the Black women are crazy comes from.
Or she's aggressive.
She's aggressive. She's crazy. Something's wrong with her. Don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. So, but it can be the same exact thing that someone of another race says.
Right.
In the same exact way. Right. And they receive it. Yes.
You know what I was told, Asia? I was told that we're on different frequencies, literally. Like if you can break the body down to the genetic DNA code and measure the frequencies, we are literally different frequencies. And that's the reason why, like what you said a minute ago, and I don't know if this is factual science. I would love to do a research panel on this, but that may be the reason why. when we speak, they don't hear us. One is a choice, but maybe the second is because we're truly on a different frequency. What do you think, Arthur Frank?
Of course. Of course, of course. Look, it's our very existence, that frightens them. They look, they know. Okay, I mean, I've lectured in universities, I've lectured all over, and one thing I can say, about a smart intellectual European, they will agree with you. Okay, they will agree with you. They will agree with facts and they will agree with history. Okay, and they're more mad at their forefathers than they're more mad at their parents for lying to them as well. Look at everyone like about maybe a year ago, back this summer, Asia. Everyone was saying, oh my goodness, the Confederate statues and General Lee, these guys got to go. Oh my goodness, the Confederate, put them down, pull them down, pull them down. But listen, I've been saying for years, that the very things that America and the monuments that America has been founded on and stand on, especially Columbus, everything is named that. You would literally have to tear the entire America down. Okay, George Washington had slaves. How many bridges and how many housing projects and how many high schools is named after George Washington? Okay, how many banks, how many schools, how many hospitals is named after Christopher Columbus? You literally have, America puts right in our faces, okay, that their forefathers, okay, who came over here and robbed and raped to get this land, they put it in our face. Okay, and uplift these people like it's okay. I've been saying for years about Columbus, and he's a thief, he's a robber, he's a murderer, and yet, everything is really named after Columbus University, Columbus Avenue. You would literally got to tear this entire place down. But you want to know something? We're the biggest consumers America has. We keep this place going. We bring life to this place. We're the biggest consumers. Back in 2000, I think it was back in 2018 that I wrote in one of my books, Black spent over $2 trillion, okay, in 1 year consuming America good and pumped into white corporate America. How many black hospitals we got? How many black schools we got? How many black supermarkets we got? How much land blacks got? If you got black people that own land, okay, they're selfish and they thinking for themselves, not thinking about, for their own people. People can say whatever they want to say about entertainers. People can say whatever they want to say about entertainers. This guy gave and the charity he gave, and he's building schools over here. But how many of those black entertainers are telling us to get together, get our own land, and get our own damn communities? Okay, and that's what counts. And let me tell you,
you have average people who don't have that much money screaming that every day.
Hey, listen. Look, I know Danny and I know you, Asia. I know between the both of y'all know about 50 people. Okay. Get those 50 people to hand up about $100 a piece, and y'all can go out and y'all can buy you 2-3 acres of land. And let me tell you something. Back during the time of segregation, okay, the black dollar recycled, okay, in the black community 135 times before it left. So you know what that means? It went from my black business, my hands, your hand, your black business, 135 times before it left the community. Do you know how many times what's the percentage on it now? 2 times.
I was just gonna say maybe 1 or 2. I believe it.
2 times. Okay. I believe it. The Asian dollar stays in the Asian community for 30 days. For 30 days before it leaves. The white dollar stays in the white community for 17 days before it leaves. You know how long the black dollar stays in the black community now? 6 hours.
Wow. I said 1 day. I was going to say 1 day.
I was hoping it was a day.
That's terrible.
6 hours before it leaves out. How many of y'all seen? Listen, let me tell you something. Okay, the Caucasian and the Koreans, okay, that have a business in your neighborhood. How many times they came back to the black community and supported a black business? They go home, they take your damn money, and they get the hell up out of here. Absolutely. Same with the Arabs. Okay, they'll sell you meat, they'll sell you poison, they'll sell you cheap Fuego orange sodas that are killing you. Okay, that's killing your damn liver. Okay, but how many of them okay, come back to the black community during a black event, okay, a block party can be anything, a barbecue, and support us. They don't, because they don't give a damn about us. The only thing they care about is that black dollar, and they getting their asses up out of there and laughing at us at the end of the damn day because we so stubborn, okay, and we don't have any discipline, and we're not loyal to one another anymore. That's just it. The credit debit system, the voting system has made us disloyal to one another to depend on a Democratic or Republican. Okay, that's the reason why we're not loyal to one another anymore. The gang, you know, we're looking at the gang violence and, you know, the way the hood is set up with the gangs, and everybody's saying, oh my goodness, blacks, they're committing genocide, they're killing one another. But let me ask you a question. The last time I looked, okay, the Mossberg family were white people that make guns. Smith and Wesson are two European brothers that make guns. Okay, the Remington family are another family, white Caucasian. So you got to go to the source, okay? And you got to say, well, if black people are killing up each other in the neighborhoods, then why make the guns to give them that option? Why make guns to give them that option to kill one another? The same thing with narcotics. Oh my goodness, blacks, you know, drug dealers. We don't force blacks to take drugs and this and that. So if you go back about the labs and the ethanol, we don't have those laboratories to make the drugs. Why give the people, our people never want to blame and put the blame where it's supposed to be. You know, where does it start? You don't start here. You got to start at the root. Bingo. There you go. You got to start at the root of the problem and get rid of it. If you got an apple tree in your backyard, you don't want the tree to yield apples no more. You're not going to just cut off the vines because they're going to just regrow again every season and produce more apples. What are you going to do? You're going to uproot the damn tree and you're going to destroy it. Okay? Y'all know exactly what the hell. Y'all know exactly what I'm saying.
It's so funny. It's so funny you say that, because in corporate America, when I think around 2011, 2012, they came up with the root problem cause strategy to try to do bring production up. But while we can't do that with the entire country, with the root problem and what caused that problem for us and how we're being treated.
Right. Let me hit you with this too. Back in from 1988, I think, to maybe 1990, I think, when Jesse Jackson was trying to push, it was Operation Push, and he was trying to, you know, run for president. And he was actually trying to get reparation for black people as well. So he was just throwing that in the pot. So white America said, listen, Jesse, you're right. You know, we do owe blacks, you know, we do owe blacks. That's my sister, actually, you know, that just commented. Yeah. And we do owe blacks reparation, you know, for all the damage that we've done and what they have contributed to the society. So Jesse actually negotiated a thing called affirmative action. So he didn't settle for a long-term, you know, repayment. He actually settled and signed and let Congress sign on affirmative action, letting blacks work in corporate America. And the key word is you're still working up under a white system, you know, called affirmative action. So what do they do, Danny? So what do? They say, okay, well, instead of having 2 blacks, we're going to hire 10. I'm sorry, you know, exactly. And it's laughable. It's very laughable, you know, because it goes to show you that, you know, we don't think, you know, we just settle and we just become complacent, okay, in what white America has to offer us. Okay, well, we're not going to settle for reparation. Okay, we'll take affirmative action, you know, so the kids, when they go to college, they can get out and they can still work for white America. Okay, there's very few colleges out here that teach and that prepare, okay, our kids to open up their own business in their own communities, or open up your own business, period. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's very few schools that do that. They prepare you to get out of school and work for corporate white America. Okay, keep this place going. There you go.
Waking up now, though. It's so many black small businesses this year that just blossom out of nowhere.
I agree. I totally agree. I totally agree.
And you know, we teach our children that as well. You know, you do well in school, you go to college, and then when you get out of college, you're going to get a great job.
Right.
We don't teach our children entrepreneurship. I think now we're teaching them, you know, I know for myself, I'm teaching my children that. I'm showing them different things about my business and how I operate with my business, you know, but that's what they do in all the other cultures. They have these family businesses already established, and they teach them the business as their children. So if you have a 5-year-old and you have a restaurant, my 5-year-old is going to sweep the floors in a restaurant or wipe the tables down. You're teaching them the structures of how business work. But because we're not taught entrepreneurship, when we get into it, we're learning everything all at one time.
Right. It's still called conditioning. You know, we're still dependent on slave master, you know, for everything. During the time of slavery, they didn't even allow blacks, you know, and you know, the only thing they allowed blacks to do, you know, is come and clean their houses. And matter of fact, we had to actually cook the food on the outside. That's where barbecuing came from. You know, they didn't allow blacks to come in the house. They had stoves on the outside where they told us to go outside and cook. And that's where barbecuing came from. You know, blacks used to cook outdoors for slave master. And a lot of people don't even know that. Why do you think blacks like to barbecue so much? Where did that come from? Really?
I love it.
During the time, yes, so do I. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get some as soon as this is over with. But that's besides the point. But where do you think stuff like that came from? You know, it came from, you know, blacks, you know, grilling on the outside. They weren't allowed on the inside of the house until later on, until slave masters started mixing them and calling in the house Negroes and helping them inside, and you know, until they started mixing in. That's when they started allowing us in the kitchens. Later on, further on down the line, to slavery. But during the time of the early 1600s and in the 1700s, they told us to go outside and cook, take rocks and take sticks and take iron and go out there and cook our food, and then you bring it on the inside. Okay, now we had to serve. Now you had later on during the time of the 1700s and the 1800s, during the ending of slavery, you had the cooks that used to tell the you know, the slave, you know, the field guys, the field Negroes, you know, to come and get your food, and they used to pass it through a window. Where do you think drive up when you go to a restaurant? You drive up to a window. Where the hell do you think the sliding of the food came from? That came from slavery. Okay, food takeout, because that's exactly what they was doing to the slaves. They was like, listen, here's your bag, here's your food. Take it the hell up out of here. They wasn't allowing the slaves to build slaves.
Listen, let me cut you off. We can't give all this away for free. I'm gonna cut them out right here. Listen, y'all, if y'all want to hear more, y'all gotta just type in the comments or DM me and say, hey, bring Arthur Frank Jordan back. You don't even have to tell me. I'm gonna bring him back anyway. But we're gonna definitely have to pick back up. Because listen, I told y'all, what I tell them, Asia? We're dropping gems all day.
For real, not us. And it's so much more to learn.
I appreciate the both of y'all.
Listen.
Hey, listen, I can be on here tomorrow morning.
Say it again.
And thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh no, we thank you. Listen, everybody who tuned in, we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us on this Friday night. Arthur Frank Jordan, go check him out. He has a lot of books out there, at least 7 Black history books that are available on Amazon. We Once Were a Family, The Disappearance of Black Soul and Culture. That's deep, y'all. And he also has, look, he loaded it up on the screen. Look at that. Let me go ahead and zoom in on you.
You don't even have enough space for all the books that he has.
500 Years of American Deception, Unmentioned Secret, World History, available on Amazon. I'm going to get my copy tonight. Oh my God. What about, do you have the vaccine book?
Yeah. I don't have it with me now, but it's called, it's actually called Uncovering the Evil of America, What the CDC and the FDA failed to tell you. And I actually wrote that book. I wrote that book 5 years ago, and you know, the book has actually done phenomenal, you know, in the past 2 years. I mean, I can't keep them in stock.
'Tis the season, okay? With this COVID-19 vaccination that they're trying to administer. I don't have no time for that. And I said that on the air. Anyways, listen, y'all. Nikila says, absolutely. I'm kind of late on this. Oh, thank you, Veronica, for tuning in tonight.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, Miss
Tina. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
Y'all, I'm over here sweating with all the information he gave tonight, and I still want to know more. I can still go, but I know we have to cut this where it is. But listen, oh my God, Arthur Frank, you are amazing.
Let's talk about the Tuskegee experiment next time we come on, in the vaccination shots and how that's all linked up.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay. Yes.
And that's in this book right here too. That's in this book too, about the Tuskegee experiments and how they experiment on us, how they experimented. The CDC gave permission to the hospitals to go down, the CDC to go down and perform this experiment on blacks to pump them up with syphilis.
Miss Nana said, Veronica said she's getting all of them. I don't blame you.
Thank you.
And Nana says, awesome, brother. Oh my God. Woo.
Thank you so much. And can you tell people how they can reach out to you if you they have questions? Also talk a little bit really quickly about your school.
Yeah, I have a Black History School. It's located in Raleigh, North Carolina, 817 New Bern Avenue, Suite 7 in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're open on Saturdays from 3:45 to about maybe 8 o'clock at night. And trust me, when you come there, you'll learn more in 3 hours than you will have ever learned in 4 or 5 years, okay, going to Harvard University. Because in Harvard, they teach stuff like this as well, too, in their Black history departments and their white history departments as well, too. But they don't give it to the Black community colleges, okay, because they still want you to be subservient to them, and they still want you to be on the credit debt system. As long as you're on the credit debt system, nothing else matters. You'll never think and you'll never learn to own nothing. They got you working in a cycle all the time, credit debt system all the time. You'll never stop to think. You'll never stop to think and go to a library. People don't go to libraries no more. All internet based, and everybody just learn and let the kids learn from the internet. People don't go to libraries no more.
How can people find you?
Oh, okay. You can actually email me, and I'm not one of those kind of people who won't email you back. ZAAQAN1212 @yahoo.com. And like I said, you can email me and I will email you back as soon as possible. I'm not one of those kind of people you email me and I won't. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I will email you as quick as possible. Like I said, I'm not one of those guys that won't email you back.
I know that for sure. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Immediately. So thank you so much again.
Hey, I love you guys. Thank you so much.
We love you too.
Yes, thank you so much. And for you guys that are listening in, guys, thank you again. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment tonight of our King's Edition. Very honored to have Arthur Frank Jordan on the show tonight. My God, this man is powerful. I can't wait to see what's coming in your way in 2021. Hopefully we'll have you on for a real 2-hour-long interview, because we're going to need about that to really get the full scope of things. And we'll try to arrange that sometime in January if you're not booked, because I see bookings in your future and many bookings.
Black History Month. Oh yeah.
Yes, and before I let everybody go, shortly after this is over, guys, I'm going to post on my wall and in a few other places. I have a short film that's going to be released tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm so excited. The short film is called Nella. I named it after my 2-year-old daughter. It is set to inspire the world, to wake you guys up so you guys can see some of the harshness that Black women encounter each and every day of their lives, from inception all the way until in late age. I mean, it doesn't stop elder age. Sometimes it's even worse, because sometimes we don't have families to take care of us. So I won't dive too much into that tonight, but I definitely want to put that on your hearts and your minds. You guys are going to get those links soon. I am so honored and blessed. I want to say this because this is the last show of the year for Sisters Talk Podcast. I'm so honored to know you guys. I'm so honored to be at the table with you guys. I'm so honored that the world is finally listening. I'm just so grateful. And it has been such a turbulent year for me personally, but I have seen so much greatness in the process. So I am giving all praises to the Most High. I'm also giving you guys a special shout out. Thank you so much, Asia, for your unlimited and abundant support of myself, my platform, and everything else that I do. And thank you, Arthur Frank Jordan, for being such a humble king and making your presence known and sharing your information.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. And so, Asia, do you have any closing words?
Yes. I'm honored and humbled and grateful for the opportunities being here. Danny, you have been absolutely phenomenal. You've been an amazing friend, business partner. I couldn't ask for anyone better to be in my circle. and you know I have a small circle. So I'm so grateful for everything you've taught me and everything you continue to teach me and being here and encouraging me. And thank you so much. Author Frank, thank you for answering my email and deciding to come on the show, even not even knowing what the show was really about. You just automatically said yes, absolutely. And you've been very responsive. I'm so grateful for you teaching us and being open to teach us. And hopefully we can do this, like maybe we can try to see if we can do this on a regular basis to continually teach our community, because it's needed.
Yeah, I would love that.
Just let me know. Let me know. I'm available.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll devise a plan.
All right.
Oof, all right. Y'all almost got emotional. Okay, guys. So as always, thank you so much for tuning into the Sister Talk podcast. We'll see you next year, January 3rd. We're going to have a special guest. Can't talk right. Dr. Basim. Am I saying his name correctly? Abdul? Basim. Abdul. He's going to talk about the effects of trauma that men deal with secretly. And I think that's essential that we talk about that.
I'm so excited about that topic. You know, that's my other passion too.
Yes. And I'm like, look, we're about to save marriages. We're about to save friendships. Next year, we're about to save a lot of different things, because that stems into a lot of the issues that our community deals with.
Oh, absolutely. So, absolutely.
Thank you, Arthur Frank. And guys, we're going to sign off. You guys have a blessed year, the remainder of the year. And let's kick 2021's ass.
Yes, let's do this.
And let's work together.
That's right.
Absolutely, as a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a blessed one.
Good night.